Everything we as human beings have created on this planet was essentially first created in our minds. All that you see, which is human work on this planet, first found expression in the mind, then it got manifested in the outside world. The wonderful things that we have done on this planet and the horrible things that we have done on this planet, both have come from the human mind. So if we are concerned as to what we create in this world, it's extremely important that first of all we learn to create the right things in our mind. How we keep our minds? If we do not have the power to keep our minds the way we want it, what we create in the world is also going to be very accidental and haphazard. So learning to create our minds the way we want is the basis of creating the world the way we want. There is a wonderful story in the yogic lore. On a certain day, a man took a walk. He went for a long walk. Accidentally, unawares, he walked into paradise. Fortunate, isn't he? He just took a walk and he landed up in paradise. After this long walk, he felt little tired. So he thought, oh, I'm tired, I wish I could rest somewhere. He looked around. There was a nice tree, underneath which there was very cushiony grass, so it was inviting. He went and put his head down there and slept. After a few hours he woke up, well rested, and he thought, oh, I'm well rested, but I'm feeling hungry, I wish I had something to eat. And he thought about all the nice things that he ever wanted to eat in his life. And instantly, all those things appeared in front of him. You need to understand, there the service is like that. Hungry people don't ask questions. Food came and he ate, stomach became full. Then he thought, oh, my stomach is full, I wish I had something to drink. All the nice things that he ever wanted to drink, he thought about it and all of them just appeared. Drinking people also don't ask questions, so he drank. Now with a little bit of alcohol in him, you know Charles Darwin told you, all of you are monkeys, your tail fell away. Charles Darwin told you that you were all monkeys and your tail fell away and then you became human. In yoga, we always refer to an unestablished mind as Markata, which means a monkey. Why we are referring to the mind as a monkey is, what are the qualities of a monkey? One thing about a monkey is, it's unnecessary movement. And another thing about the monkey is, if I say you're monkeying somebody, what does it mean? Imitation. Monkey and imitation have become synonymous. So these two essential qualities of a monkey are very much the qualities of an unestablished mind. Unnecessary movement, you don't have to learn it from the monkey, you can teach it to the monkey. And imitation is full-time job of the mind. So when these two qualities are on, a mind is referred to as a monkey. So this monkey became active within him. He just looked around, thought, what the hell is happening here? I asked for food, food came. I asked for drink, drink came. There must be ghosts around here. Ghosts came. Oh, the ghosts have come, they're going to surround me and torture me, he thought. Immediately the ghosts surrounded him and started torturing him. Then he started screaming in pain and said, oh, they're going to kill me, and he died. Just now he said he's a fortunate being. The problem is he was sitting under a kalpavriksha or a wishing tree. He asked for food, food came. He asked for drink, drink came. He asked for ghost, ghost came. He asked for torture, torture came. He asked for death, death happened. Now don't go looking for these kalpavrikshas in the forest. You can barely find a tree these days. A well-established mind, a mind which is in a state of samyukti, is referred to as a kalpavriksha. If you organize your mind to a certain level of organization, it in turn organizes the whole system. Your body, your emotion, your energies, everything gets organized in that direction. Once all these four dimensions of you, your physical body, your mind, your emotion and the fundamental life energies are organized in one direction. Once you're like this, anything that you wish happens without even lifting a little finger actually. It would help to assist it with activity, but even without doing any activity, you can still manifest what you want if you organize these four dimensions in one direction and keep it unwavering in that direction for a certain period of time. Right now the problem with your mind is, every moment it is changing its direction. It is like you want to travel somewhere and every 2 steps if you keep changing your direction, the question of you reaching the destination is very remote unless it happens by chance. So, organizing our minds and in turn organizing the whole system and these 4 basic dimensions of who you are right now in one direction, if you do this, you are a kalpavriksha yourself. Anything that you wish will happen. But right now, if you look at your lives, everything that you have wished for till now, if it happens, you have finished. Everything and everybody that you have desired for, if all of that lands up in your house today, could you live with that? Once we're empowered like this, it's very important that our physical action, emotional action, mental action and energy actions are controlled and properly directed. If it is not so, we become destructive, self-destructive. Right now, that is our problem. The technology, which is supposed to make our life beautiful and easy, has become become the source of all the problem, that we are destroying the very basis of our life, which is the planet. So what should have been a boon, we are making a curse out of it. What has brought incredible levels of comfort and convenience to us in the last 100 years or so has also become a threat to our life simply because we are not conscious action, we are in a compulsive state of action. So organizing our minds fundamentally means moving from a compulsive state of activity to a conscious state of activity. You might have heard of people for whom they asked for something and beyond all expectations it came true for them. Generally this happens to people who are in faith. Let's say you want to build a house. If you start thinking, oh, I want to build a house. To build a house I need 50 lakhs, but I have only 50 rupees in my pocket. Not possible, not possible, not possible. The moment you say not possible, you're also saying I don't want it. So on one level, you're creating a desire that you want something. On another level, you're saying I don't want it. So in this conflict, it may not happen. Someone who has some faith in a god or in a temple or whatever, who is simple-minded. Faith works only for those people who are simple-minded. Thinking people who are too much thinking, for them it never works. A childlike person who has a simple faith in his god or his temple or whatever, he goes to the temple and says, Shiva, I want a house. I don't know how, you must make it for me. Now in his mind there are no negative thoughts. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Is it possible? Is it not possible? These things are completely removed by this simple act of faith. Now he believes Shiva will do it for him and it will happen. So is Shiva going to come and build your house? No, I want you to understand, God will not lift his little finger for you. What you refer to as God is the source of creation. As a creator, he has done a phenomenal job, there's no question about it. Could you think of a better creation than this? Is it in anybody's imagination to think anything better than what is there right now? So as a creator, he has done his job wonderfully well. But if you want life to happen the way you want it, because right now, the very crux of your happiness and your well-being is this. If at all if you're unhappy, the only and only reason why you're unhappy is life is not happening the way you think it should happen, that's all it is. So if life is not happening the way you think it should happen, you're unhappy. If life happens the way you think it should happen, you're happy. It's as simple as that. So if life has to happen the way you think it should happen, first of all, how you think, with how much focus you think, how much stability is there in your thought, and how much reverberance is there in the thought process will determine whether your thought will become a reality or is it just an empty thought. Or how you do not create any impediments for your thought by creating negative thought process. This possible, is something possible or not possible, is destroying humanity. What is possible and not possible is not your business, it's nature's business. Your business is just to strive for what you want. Right now you're sitting here, if I ask you two simple questions, I want you to just look at this and answer this. Right now from where you're sitting, can you just fly off? You say no. Right now from where you're sitting, can you get up and walk? You'll say yes. What is the basis of this? Why you say no to flying and yes to walking? Because past experience of life. Many times you've gotten up and walked, never did you fly off. Or in other words, you're using the past experience of life as a basis for deciding whether something is possible or not possible. Or in other words, you have decided that what has not happened till now cannot happen in your life in future. This is a disgrace to humanity and the human spirit. What has not happened till now on this planet can happen tomorrow. Human beings are capable of making it happen tomorrow. So what is possible and what is not possible is not your business. That is nature's business. Nature will decide that. You just see what is it that you really want and strive for that. And if your thought is created in a powerful way, without any negativity, without any negative thoughts bringing down the intensity of the thought process, the first and foremost thing is you must be clear what is it that you really want. If you do not know what you want, the question of creating it doesn't arise. If you look at what you really want, what every human being wants is, he wants to live joyfully, he wants to live peacefully. In terms of his relationships, he wants it to be loving and affectionate. Or in other words, all that any human being is seeking for is pleasantness within himself, pleasantness around him. This pleasantness, if it happens in our body, we call this health and pleasure. If it happens in our mind, we call this peace and joy. If it happens in our emotion, we call this love and compassion. If it happens in our energy, we call this blissfulness and ecstasy. This is all that a human being is looking for. Whether he is going to his office to work, he wants to make money, build a career, build a family, he sits in the bar, sits in the temple, he's still looking for the same thing. Pleasantness within, pleasantness around. If this is what we want to create, I think it's time we addressed it directly and commit ourselves to creating it. So you want to create yourself as a peaceful human being, joyful human being, loving human being, a pleasant human being on all levels. And do you also want a world like this? A peaceful world, a loving world, a joyful world. No, I want greenery, I want food. When we say a joyful world, that means everything that you want has happened. So this is all that you're looking for. So all that you need to do is commit yourself to creating it, to create a peaceful, joyful and loving world, both for yourself and everybody around you. Every day in the morning, if you start your day with this simple thought in your mind, that today, wherever I go, I will create a peaceful, loving and joyful world. If you fall down 100 times in a day, what does it matter? For a committed man, there is no such thing as failure. If you fall down 100 times, 100 lessons to be learned. If you commit yourself like this to creating what you really care for, now your mind gets organized. Once your mind gets organized, the way you think is the way you feel, your emotion will get organized. Once your thought and emotion is organized, your energies will get organized in the same direction. Once your thought, emotion and energies are organized, your very body will get organized. Once all these four are organized in one direction, your ability to create and manifest what you want is phenomenal. You are the creator in many ways. That which is the source of creation is functioning within you every moment of your life. It is just that, have you kept access to that dimension or not? Organizing the four basic elements of your life will give you that access. There are tools and technologies to do this. The whole science of yoga, the whole technology that we refer to as yoga is just about this, transforming yourself from being just a piece of creation to become a creator. It is my wish and my blessing that every human being in this world should have this access to the source of creation within himself so that he can function here as a creator, not just as a piece of creation. The most important thing is to work upon yourself. What does it mean by saying working upon yourself physically? Just set up small goals for yourself for the next few weeks that are there. Suppose you were 18 for the last 30 years. When the first time when you became 18, if you did bend down, how far would you go? At that time maybe it went all the way to the floor, today maybe it's like this. Just see if you can go 6 inches more. When you were 18 years of age, how quickly you went up a staircase. Today how you're plodding up the staircase, see if you can improve it by 10–20%. 20% improvement in the next 2 weeks. Just check your picture when you were 18 or below, how you would stand, how straight you were, and now if you become like this, straighten yourself up a little bit, look further back, what kind of smile you had when you were 6, 8, 10 years of age. See if you can get 50% of that back on your face all the time, not by simply grinning a plastic smile, but bring that magic back into you. If you cannot do anything fantastic, at least you must be a pleasant piece of life on this planet. This is something that you owe to yourself and to everybody who lives around you. This you must do. So set up your own kind of goals and see. It's not difficult, I'm telling you, it just needs little attention. Right now, people think they're carrying the world on their head. No, just in case you are in Shirasasana right now and you take a picture and turn it around, it looks like you're carrying the planet on your head, but that's not the truth. Whether you are on your feet or on your head, planet is carrying you and it's spinning by itself. Day and night is happening by itself, seasons are changing by itself, sun comes and goes by itself. Really, there's nothing to do. These 2 weeks are for time for you to realize everything that is significant in the universe is happening by itself. It's for you to sit here and enjoy the bounty of life. Just make use of this. Do not act like you are running the whole planet or you are running the whole universe for that matter. You are not. It is happening by itself. You are a tiny little creature who is here for a little bit of time. Don't make so much fuss about it. To handle a few years of life, do not make such a big fuss. These few weeks you must come out as a more pleasant and wonderful human being. This is the greatest thing you can do to yourself. If you sit here, this person is a pleasant experience for you. If you are a pleasant experience for yourself, everybody else will also experience this person as a pleasant experience. What great things you will do or not do, that is subject to various realities. Nobody can fix it 100%. You must understand, our actions are largely determined by the times in which we exist. Suppose you were here 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago if you were here and the virus came to you, you didn't have to do any social distancing because anyway there was nobody around you. Even if you wanted to infect, you couldn't find a person. So you need to understand what we are doing, our actions and what we do and do not do is the times in which we exist. If you were here 5,000 years ago, you would not be writing software, you would be doing something else. You would not be doing all the things that you're doing today. Don't think you are doing it, it is the times. In the times that we are in has its own weather, some smooth weather, some rough weather. If you learn to ride this weather gracefully, then people say you're a success. If you create a problem about every little fluctuation that happens, then you become a failure in your life. If you were a wave surfer, you've seen people surfing on the waves. What is his dream? He would like to have a tsunami. The dream in a surfer's mind is a tsunami, 100-foot tall wave, riding it. That would be the dream. If you know how to ride it, even the tsunami is a wonderful thing. So right now, virus, it is not going by itself. It is not flying by itself and getting you. It needs us to get somewhere. It's for us to decide whether it goes somewhere or it doesn't go somewhere. It's our business to see that it doesn't go anywhere. It should not come to you. In case it did happen that it come to you, you must ensure it does not go to anybody else, 100%, because this is the time to show who you are as a generation of people. This is a generational issue, because no more it's a national issue. This is not an issue of a caste, creed, religion, no, or race. Virus is quite very even-handed. It doesn't matter what's your race, what's your religion, what's your caste or creed, indiscriminately it is going to people. Initially people thought it'll only get the Chinese. Well, now everybody is realizing virus is not just interested in Chinese people, it is okay with anybody, quite indiscriminate. So this is a generational challenge. In these challenging times, will you ride this wave successfully or will you be crushed by this? Can only be determined by how responsibly you respond to this whole thing, with how much sense, or will we do something senseless and make this into a massive disaster? Right now in India and in most parts of the world, except unfortunately in a few countries, a lot of people don't understand what is a threshold anymore. If you go to an Indian temple, there will be 1-foot-high threshold, will be little wide. If you're not physically fit, you will little struggle over that. But those who are fit, very effortlessly, they will cross this threshold and go. Right now it's only a threshold to cross, but if we feed it with irresponsibility, this threshold has the potential to become a huge mountain that we cannot cross. It needs responsible behavior and responsible action. What does responsible mean? Normally, most human beings are in a state of compulsive reaction. Responsible action means you consciously respond. You consciously respond to what is in front of you, not compulsively behave, saying that this is the way I will do things. Conscious response, because responsibility means it's just your ability to respond. This is the most important thing in your life, that you have retained your ability to respond to whatever comes our way, because what comes our way is not determined by us. To some extent, we can decide what comes our way. Largely what comes our way is not determined by us, the world decides. But whatever comes our way, what we make out of it is 100% ours. This is the time to show who we are. What are we made of? Are we human beings or are we just one more compulsive, instinctive creature? This is what is being tested right now for you. This is an evolutionary test for you. See, it is not only for a monkey that some itch in the body may happen. Even for you it happens. If it happens, you handle it. A lot of people are there, you don't do anything. When people are not there, you do a little like this. This is conscious response. This is an evolutionary test for you. You have to prove that you have become a human being. Human being means one who knows how to be. This is the time for you to show you know how to be. But people are cooped up together for long hours. People who you claimed that you love immensely, 7 days, getting very difficult for a lot of people. You must address this also. Why has it become so difficult? Why is it so difficult to be with people? Simply because we have formed strong opinions and ideas about everybody, including ourselves. This is an important thing that you have to do if you have to live here as a conscious human being. That is, you have no opinions of any sort. Strong opinions means you have concluded about everything in the world. There's nothing to live here for. When you have made conclusions about everybody and everything, including yourself, this means you have destroyed all possibilities of life. Life is a possibility, but between the possibility and reality, there is a distance. In your life, will you walk the distance or not? Do you have the courage and the commitment to walk the distance or no? This is all the question is about your life. I hope you answer this question positively, because you can address this in so many ways. This happened. After the singing disaster, I'm saying after the classical music concert happened in Shankaran Pillai's home, she gave up classical music because of the comment that he gave. Then after 3 days, first 3 days classical music, next 3 days nothing to do, so she spent some time in front of the mirror. She looked at herself, when she got married, how she looked, and today how she's looking. Because of the planetary influence, she was taking the shape of the globe. So she stood in front of the mirror in the bedroom. Shankaran Pillai was sitting on the bed reading something. She said, you know, how I have become, how I used to be. Every year my size is going up, clothing size. I'm looking ugly, look at my face, everything is sagging, my complexion is gone, I have bags under my eyes. This damn planet, it could have been slim. Shankaran Pillai just kept reading. Said, please say something nice, say something that's good about me. I'm completely depressed looking at myself in the mirror. Say something nice, something that's good about me. Shankaran Pillai looked up and said, well, your vision is perfect, something is good about you. So this is not a time to go about picking faults in each other or even in yourself. You just see how every week you can be at least 10% better, physically 10% better, mentally 10% better, emotionally 10% better, behavior-wise 10% better, relationship-wise 10% better. 1 week 10%, 30% increase in everything, you will be quite a fantastic human being, believe me. Just yesterday somebody was reminding me, even I didn't realize this. I had a hard schedule in United States and UK, I landed here. Just one day in the ashram, then I went to Australia, endless schedule. One day I went down with some stupid fever and then I came back here, just one day. Then I went to Nepal, I trekked in Kailash, Nepal trek, Kailash trek, I came back. Not even one day, half a day, then I was off to Kaveri Calling. You know, I was on 5-day national tour where, trying to get all this political stuff going for Kaveri Calling. I came back and the same day I started for Kaveri Calling. And I finished this, I came here just not even a day, 17th came, we came, 18th early morning, 9 o'clock I left again for meetings in Bangalore and it's been on. Only yesterday I came back. So they were saying, Sadhguru, you've not had a single day's break. Today is my break day, okay? Since morning there've been piles of files and here you are, all of you. And now there are meetings and at 11 o'clock there is Kala Bhairava Karma tonight, Mahalaya Amavasya, this is a break day. So, will the body complain sometimes? Of course it does. If the body is not complaining, that means you're not using it. Hello? It must complain, but you don't complain. This is all you have to learn. For this, you need devotion towards what you're doing. If you don't have devotion, before the body, mind will complain, emotion will complain, everything will complain. No. First, body should complain, that means you're stretched physically. Then mind can take a little judicious decision like me, you can take a break like me. That means only till 12 o'clock you're active in the night, only till midnight, after that you're sleeping. Otherwise it'll go on till 2 a.m. It's a break day. If your body is not feeling, life is tough, body, not mind. If your body is not feeling life is tough, that means you're not doing anything worthwhile. Your body should be constantly stretched, it must feel. It's tough. When you go to bed, you should not sleep, you must die. You lie down on the rock, you fall dead, just like that. That's how you should be by the end of the day, huh? Then next day morning it'll bounce back as if it's being born again. You must feel it's tough on the system. Because this is the nature of this. The harder you stretch it, the stronger it becomes, the better it becomes, huh? Those who are trying to save it for another day, not using it, they will… Life cannot be preserved, this must be understood, huh? Dead things can be preserved. Life cannot be preserved, it can only be nourished and used. If you're trying to preserve and save yourself, not going to work. They were constantly bombarding me in, where was it, Bangalore or Delhi, somewhere, with too much activity, non-stop meeting. I said, I'm going on a vacation for 1 hour. When you're young, even that 1 hour vacation should not exist in your life. Yes, otherwise you will grow old too soon. Yes. Those who take too many vacations, they will grow old too soon. When you're young, not even 5 minutes vacation. This doesn't mean you're doing something. This means in one way or the other, you're constantly upgrading yourself, either with external work or internal work. But upgradation should happen to a point wherever you stand out. This is not in competition with anybody. But this life must get to its full scope, isn't it so? This is what every life is trying, this is not unique to us. A coconut tree is doing everything possible to become a good coconut tree, full-fledged. So is a bird, so is a grasshopper, so is a worm, so is an elephant, so is everything, isn't it so? Only human being is hesitating because they did not learn how to handle their own cerebral activity. Their own thought is just messing them up. Even a basic question, should I become a full-fledged life or not? Such a question has become a debate and people think it's intelligence. Hello? Whether you should become a full-fledged human being or not, is there a debate about it? Huh? There's no debate about it, that's a way of life. This has to become a full-fledged life. If this becomes a full-fledged life, what will it do? I don't care what it does. Whatever it does, it will do it very well. That's all that's important. Whatever it does, it will do it well. That's all that matters. It's not only one kind of activity is important in the world, every activity is important. If it is done well, it's fantastic, whatever it is. Somebody sweeps the floor, see they've done well, is it not wonderful? Is this a lesser job than something else? So, for this to look at everything the same way, to function at full speed all the time, you need devotion, you need the fire of devotion. Even if you die, you must live. But when you're living, you should not be dead, isn't it? Hello? Those who really lived totally, even if they are dead long time ago, they still live, isn't it, in some way? Yes or no? Well, we still remember Adiyogi after thousands of years because he lived so intensely. Many sages, saints like this, who lived so intensely that after a few thousand years, we still cannot forget them, they still live in our minds and hearts. In a couple of days, is Mahatma Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary. See, the man still lives simply because whatever he was doing, we can agree, disagree with him on many things, but whatever he was doing it absolutely, without hesitation, isn't it? This much must happen to you, that your body, your mind, your emotion, your energies are not an impediment in your life. They are instruments of empowerment in your life. This much you must do.